by individuals to target some leaders in our government. And the writers, most of whom are young social media writers, are being paid by some political leaders to do this. And we know this because we have also found some of them. And when investigated, they tell you who paid them to write against some leaders or against the government. And this is unfortunate. It's being done, sponsored from outside the country and also inside the country. The majority of those sponsoring this propaganda, they are those who are fighting against the government and the Splm. Some of them are disgruntled politicians who are looking for positions in governments. They think that if they can defame some of the leaders who are in government, maybe these people will be decreed out and they will come in. That is what they wish. And you will find that particular politicians from a certain place will defame somebody from their area. And so that when that person is removed, at least they have a chance of coming. This is what our people have really come down to. Some of these people are also disgruntled officers in active duty who are targeting political leaders. The people who are supposed to enforce the law are also engaged in these kinds of activities. And so, as Splm, we have been advocates for freedom of speech. But freedom of speech that defends and infringes on the rights of others is not free. It is criminal, and it must be treated as such. Defamation, circulation of false rumors against the government with a view to bring the government down, and rumors tarnishing the image of leaders in order to create confusion and disunity are criminal activities, and they must be addressed as such. So with these few words, I want to welcome some of the questions that you may have as a press. On my right here, for those who may not know, this is Dr. Benjamin Bulmer. He is the Special Envoy of the President on special programs and the first Deputy Secretary General of the Splm, Political Affairs, Organization and Mobilization. And so, if what I'm saying is not correct, he's here to answer you. So we want to welcome your questions. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Things against us here in the government. And because it is not from us, we cannot say this is true, because it is not from us. But it is them. When they put it into action, now you think that they are predicting something that others were planning. But it is them who are planning. What we know, but what we are telling you now, for the fact that Dr. Bol is not handed over the power, we know, because it is us who can hand over the power to him. And it is under our control. If Dr. Bol becomes that tomorrow, then he will say, why did you say it was a rumor? And you were the one who said it. Even you yourself, you know that. You yourselves, you know that, because you are always on the net. But it is not legal for us to disclose people's names. But you should know that we have them, and we have talked to them. And they have admitted that they are paid by some people to do what they do against the government. And all my advice to young people is that don't allow yourselves to be used for this purpose, because these are dirty works of political leaders who want to come into government using you. And once they get in, you will never see them again. And these are the same people who were in the government since 2005. What do you think they will do in their second coming? Why would righteousness be acquired in the second time when they were not the first time?
Lord Mirai, last. Okay. Social media is just a channel used by people to convey information. Like you say, some of the people you know. My question is, as this is hard to control people on social media, how they should communicate. But as a government, as SPLM is a ruling party, is a government, what strategy do you have to counter such things?
You know, I have said in my last statement that SPLM is for freedom of expression and speech. But when it is abused, it becomes a crime. We have the capacity to shut down social media in South Sudan. We have that. And don't dare people. We are the one who are saying don't shut down social media as SPLM. But if we put our hands up, if the social media becomes an anti-SPLM, we will put our hands up and will allow those who have capacity to shut it down to do that. You know, even in the region here, you don't have access to social media the way you have it here in South Sudan. In Ethiopia here, you don't have it. I'm not even talking about big countries like China. So let us not push the button. Let us not abuse the freedom of speech. It will end up with you by being locked out, and you cannot use any of these social media outlets. You may remain with your phone. So that's what it is.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.